Good morning, Caitlin. I'll be right there. Wow. 65 months. Wowie. Hi, good morning, sixes.
Well, you say we try that one again, huh?
Yes, without the oops.
Oh, I know. I'm not in voice yet. I know. I'm still setting some things up. Are you going to reboot? Thank you, Derpy. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going over there?
I have sound now.
Yay.
I'm not gonna reboot. Not all the way. I rebooted Minecraft.
Mm.
So. But yeah, what I told you last night in the call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody else.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because at this point, it's the nerves of I'm afraid it's gonna fall.
Well, yes, of course. No, that's not mine. That's not mine to do anything with. That's up to you. Matter of fact, I was hoping you would have said something about that.
Yeah, I really haven't said anything about it.
Well, yeah. Totally understand.
And I know this just went out on stream, but whatever.
Of course.
The people who know. The people who
If you
don't,
know, you know.
eventually.
You know. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. And that's the way it goes.
Okay. Twitch, stop being twitchy. I know. Hard ask on that one, but
Right. Okay, I got that.
1 point redeem.
I got that.
Hi, Sunny. Hi, Sixes.
You know too much already, Sixes? Ah!
Yeah, if you've hit the, just enough to be dangerous, yeah.
There we go. Done and dusted.
Yay. Yeah, we had weather.
You had weather last
Overnight.
night? Overnight? It's, yeah. Oh.
Nova says I'm a lot louder than you, but I'm suspecting that's just the way Twitch and OBS are doing things.
Well, on my side of things, I'll be louder than you. Keep talking.
Right.
Yeah. I actually have to say something. So
Yeah.
that might be part of it. On
Yeah, I think
on your side, check your desktop versus your voice. And if I actually start pumping this up, I will splat the microphone real well.
Yeah, I am too. I'm sort of splatting it too, so I'm just, trying to make sure.
People can hear. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see if I can actually get in. I mean, Wednesday.
I know, I was I was there for it.
It's like, oh, okay. I'm not going to play this game this morning. Great.
No, you ended up playing Pally in the morning and then coming on for makeup.
Stream in the afternoon, yeah.
I'm on, so
Yep. And I am just loading game right now because it's like, okay, come on.
okay. Good morning, folks. Let's see. Do you need me to bring like a whole thing of
No.
shovels? And...
No. Well, no. Don't do anything. Just come over. Don't do anything. Just come over. Because what I'm going to do, I was thinking about how to approach this. And the sheer amount of dirt we're going to be moving kind of is one of those things. It's like, okay, we're going to have to do this kind of smart. So.
Do we need spare shulkers?
As I said, just come over. We'll just do this together.
No, I mainly asked because I've got a whole bunch of shovels and stuff left over from when we were doing raids. The villagers were thankful through things like shovels
sure. Go ahead and bring shovels over. If you can put a couple of shovels together, that would not be the worst thing that ever happened. Oh, I'm in finally. Good morning. Welcome to Dinos. Hi, good morning. Okay. Now.
And of course, where am I going to get the shovels and stuff from the basement?
Let's see here. I'm looking for some of the chickens from last week. Well, they're still chicks. Okay. That would tell me no one's been here since last week. Because the chicks are still chicks.
Yeah.
Okay, which is fine. That's another little mark on the wall. I'm here at Spawn. Good morning, I'm Kyburg. This is Minecraft Java on the Dinos SMP.
I'm getting rubber banding. I can't tell whether it's my computer or my internet or possibly
they both.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'm fine. I'm dead stable.
Okay, so it's probably my internet.
Okay.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What I'm gonna do is grab a stack of shulker shells from Spawn here. And I'm also going to grab, hopefully there's some wood here. If there isn't, I'm gonna have to go out and get some. Like right away. Because what I'm going to do...
Oh God.
Hi, Sonny!
You have a preferred wood?
No! Somebody left some bamboo. That's very good.
Do you have a preferred wood?
No, I'm using bamboo right now. Because what I'm going to do with that is really specific. Okay, you pop off here for a moment. Oh, that does 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, the idea is making chests out of all of this.
I have a half shulker full of shovels of various sorts. Because again, when we were doing
raids and stuff, yeah.
And the villagers throwing
Yep.
Random utensils and stuff at us. I got a
Sure.
whole bunch of shovels and
yeah.
Do we need those or picks or axes or?
I think we're just gonna need shovels.
Okay.
And let's see here. I think I want a bed. Let me see if I have one here.
Yes, I have a spare one.
No, I can make one. Hang on. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I got it.
This comes down to I'm carrying a whole bunch of shulkers in my pocket.
So don't worry, I've got the bed.
The bed is in one of them. I've got a spare one.
No, that's all right. I got it. Got it. We're all handled. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a double chest down and a stack of shulker shells. What I'm going to do is, as we're removing dirt and filling these shulkers, put the shulkers in the double chest. So we'll have double chests. Yeah, we'll have double chests full of shulkers, and that should handle all the dirt we're going to be moving. Now, once we've moved and flattened everything, what we do with that dirt, good question, but at the moment, that's all we're going to need to do right now. Ooh. Not that we don't already have shulkers full of things already, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. Where is a friendly chicken? I have seeds. Oh, wow. 5 streams straight. Congratulations, Sonny.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, mistakes were made! Oh my God! No!
Something tells me I probably need to add more sounds. There you go, chick. Hey, Sixes. Wow, 20 stream streak.
Yeah.
I'm not easy. This is not an easy thing to maintain. I do too many streams in a week. So yeah, thank you. Okay.
The thing about the stream streak thing is you get the warning that you're about to lose it, and you can watch the VOD and move it, so.
I just find it a little fickle.
Yeah.
I'll just move these down here so when we need more of these, we'll have them. Okay. Epic door. Good morning. More sounds and loud ones, huh? Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. It's good to see you. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, you're watching for a builder kit. I have it. I don't think I have applied it.
Yeah, I think I got one, and I haven't applied it yet. And I probably expired.
Oh, you want yours, fella. Oh, okay. No, I have the migrator cape. This is the one I got when I converted my Mojang account to Microsoft. So I'm still wearing that one with a certain amount of pride.
Yep, same.
So. Okay, there we go. Let me have that. Ooh.
The silly question is, I have 2 gold shovels.
You have 2 shovels. You have what?
2 gold shovels and a couple of wooden shovels.
Oh, the wooden shovels you can use for fuel, but at this point in the game, just use whatever you want. You know, I grabbed the iron one because it was the last one on the row. Let's see, what kind of an enchantment does it have on it anyway? Efficiency. Oh, okay.
Which feels kind of silly. Efficiency on a wood shovel.
Well, Yeah. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, what are we doing? We're flattening an area that we're going to be building a luxury hotel on. And the luxury hotel is designed for people who can't play a lot, which is the majority of people on the server. You know, they don't have time to do really elaborate bases. So we're going to give them a 5x5 room that they can decorate and claim as their own. And that's where they will have their presence on the server. Something simple. And there's, we're flattening it to the lowest level we've got here. Hi, good morning.
Okay, then I won't bother filling any.
Hello, Night. How are you, dear?
Hi, Night.
Okay, one of the things we probably should do, let's see, there's that, is one of us runs over and sleeps.
Yeah.
Hello there, Not the Brain. Good morning. Turns the lights back on, because I'm not too sure where the spawn
Now.
suppression is. Thank you for following, Monkey. Nice to see you. Yeah, we get seeds. That's the thing too. Oh wow, I got 5 of them. Yikes. Shoot.
Okay.
Alex from EV's Auto newest video. Okay, sir, I'm intrigued. What are you watching? And what was on the video?
Okay, both wood shovels on my part are gone, so I'm gonna go over there and grab them.
It's just a matter of use up everything there. I'd say, you know, this is like, okay, you can use your good stuff and fix it, or just use up stuff taking up room in your storage. And it's like, use up the stuff in the storage. We know where this is gonna go.
I'm gonna be silly.
Please do. Silly is good.
Gold shovel. Gold shovel.
Okay, that used up one. And there's one block of acacia here. Okay, fine. Wow, that's a good shovel. If it was diamond, we wouldn't be using it up. He will open his 3rd store tomorrow. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay, that's a beast of a shovel. Wow.
OP.
Oh yeah. It's like, ooh, insta mining. Ooh.
This is the one I've got.
Ooh.
Oh, both of them have silk touch. One of them has efficiency 2, the other one has efficiency 4.
This is efficiency 4. Yeah, it's a beast. Now, as there are, according to Duncan, there's over 80 people already whitelisted who would probably benefit from this project. So when we're talking about how big is this going to be, it's going to be very big.
Well, I was also figuring, you know, like you have on greenhouse, you know, you've got the townhouses, maybe, you know.
Spawn houses? Yeah, that is a tradition from AlphaCraft and probably, you know, oops, you got bounced.
Yep.
Let me come and grab everything if I can. But that, you know, that's also a thing, but I think this might take the place of that. I've seen more than one server that's done this too.
Failure to connect. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. There you are. So yeah, this is kind of an attempt to do that. You know, all of this effort is not to make this an entity unto itself, but to improve what we have.
Yeah.
Because part of my concern is, well, yeah, there's only a few people playing regularly on this, but I'm going, does anybody even know it still exists? And the answer, I think, probably is no. So it is a matter of, I would like this to grow.
Should I put cobbling stuff into?
Put it in a separate shulker, and there's some already made.
Okay. Grass blocks in separate as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of making it better. Not making it, how do I put this? This is already an entity unto itself. It kind of grew very organically. And I'm not motivated to see it go away. But I would like to see it, you know, be better. If it's a very stable place that doesn't change much from time to time, you know, there's that. But this is a community server that came about because the community wanted it. Wow, you know what? Oh, connectivity is not good.
For either one of us?
Either one of us.
Yeah.
I have one bar. I'm going to reboot. I am going to relog.
Yeah, I think I will too.
Let's take a look at this. Wow, 2 bars.
Yeah, I'm at 4.
4's better than 2. 4's better than 1. Okay, I've got a good solid. Let's see if I keep it.
Yeah, it looks like there's better.
Just needs decorating. Oh, that looks better. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Oh, that was a moment.
What the heck?
But the goal right now is, you know, basically being told nobody's playing on the server but you, and it's like, well, I kind of like to fix that. Because servers kind of exist to serve you know, a community. My goal is, yeah, this is a very mature season. It's a very mature server that has its own benefits, if you want to call it that. I'm grabbing an astonishing amount of seeds. But the idea is to make it better. You know, not to make...
I'm using on it, so it's got... So I'm grabbing grass blocks and not as many seeds, but that's okay.
That's okay. And these... And the stone, I think I may go to Silk Touch and do a Jimbo on that one. But,
okay.
You know, at this point in the game, I'm just... And as far as how far back it goes, it may need to go back further.
Okay.
But your turn to sleep.
Okay. Not quite yet. We've got about a minute.
Yep. I don't know how far the spawn suppression goes. I don't think it extends across the water. Because, you know, Spawn Castle being right there, Spawn Castle is spawn suppressed. But I don't think it extends this far.
Standing by for sleep availability. We're not quite there yet.
Not quite there, yeah. This, of course, will be lit to spawn suppression levels when time, you know, when it's time for it. There we go. Eep. Interesting. Just saying.
What? Hmm?
As I said, it's just the shulkers are standing open.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that's one of the effects of whatever lag is going on.
Yep, blame it on the lag. Okay, Silk Touch. No. Yeah, just plain stone gets used for many things, but we'll just take
Well, I mean,
that
we
up.
can always, you know, we can always throw the cobble into a furnace.
Oh, of course, but I've got really good tools, so yeah, we'll just take it down. And somebody's going to say, with all the beacons we have, why aren't you using one? It's like, because if I put a beacon here, we would be digging down to bedrock in no time at all. It's like, it's okay. We don't need it. We don't need it. Because we'll be done with this job fast enough.
The difference between efficiency 2 and efficiency 4.
Yeah, yep. Oh yeah, holes. Holes! All of a sudden there are so many of them. Yeah. OP tools be OP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even with the lag. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's not that bad. Excuse me. Do, 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 do. So good morning. I know there are drops on. If you are streaming in the Minecraft category, oh wow, you brought a lot of shovels. Holy cow. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I've used up all of them except for the stone ones because the wood,
Yeah.
I use wood first because it seems the silliest. Well,
Sure.
and then
Sure.
and then I use the gold ones because that also seems silly. So.
Yeah, sure, of course. Now, just FYI, just a little history on this server. This is a community server. It is Patreon supported, but largely to do that to avoid, well, one guy paying the whole thing and saying, you know, come out here and play. This, ooh, I hear lava. I think there's a lava pool here. And if there is, we'll take care of that. Yeah, there's lava there to my left. This is a community server that came about in like 2020. It's Daniel Lillard's community. And it's one of those things that really just came about very organically. A bunch of people were sitting there watching Danny play music on her channel, turned to each other and said, I played Minecraft, you played Minecraft, do you want to play a game together? The answer was yes. They went out and got a realm, outgrew it, switched it up to a full server.
We outgrew it because that's what dinos tend to do.
That's what dinos do. And, you know, it's not a matter of this is Danny's product or anything close to it. It's, and of course, because of that, this is getting to be something of a, how do we categorize this? It's not any part of Danny's channel, but it is. That's where it started. Oh yeah, there's lava underneath there. I'm gonna have to be careful when I dig down again. But it is Patreon supported because, well, the admin was paying the bills and we kind of said, no, that's not fair. As you do. Dinos say, you know, dinos' love language are gift giving. It's like, you can't do everything. It's not allowed. So we established a teeny tiny Patreon to basically pay for the server. And people came and people left. And we're at a place now where the Patreon is restricted to only a handful of people because, well, times be tough. You can't pay for a server when you haven't paid your bills. But, you know, down to that, it's like, is there anything we can do and do better? And make this still a good place for anyone to come and play. The one requirement is you do have to have a vested, established presence in Daniel Lillard's Discord.
And also don't be a nickname for Richard.
Well, that kind of goes without saying.
Yes, but the problem is it does need to be said because
people assume, yeah. This is not an open server. It's whitelisted. It is very tightly held. Don't come here thinking you can get away with murder because if you try it, well, murder will visit you. And that's just the way of the world. We know that people take advantage. We don't expect people to take advantage, but those guardrails are up to ensure that nobody will take advantage because we kind of love, you know, our community and we love our Patreon and we love our patron, who is Daniel Lillard, and I will, when I get my hands free, throw her information up in the chat for you. If you don't know our friend Danny, boy, you should. One of the nicest people on Twitch, and I swear when I was introduced to her channel, it was during a raid, and basically it's like, oh, Danny's going. She's the nicest person. You will love her. And it's like, it's never been wrong. That's never been wrong. I do believe the shulker's full.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
get another one. Just do that because reasons. And put the dirt ones in here, in the double chest. Put the dirt ones when they're full in the double chest.
Okay.
So when we fill a shulker full of dirt, we just have a double chest full of dirt. Okay, interesting places, mind you. And in 2020, I'm not going to mince words. It was life-changing. It was life-saving, the places we found when we found each other. Because we were terrified. Let's be blunt. Yeah, we're playing games together.
It was scary in 2020, though.
Oh, it was terrifying. It was literally terrifying. Are you sleeping or am I?
I'm over here by the beds, and I'm waiting for sleep time because
Reasons.
we're not allowed to sleep because it's not thundering.
Mm-hmm. So, this community having formed up that way, I'm not motivated to see it leave. Yeah, we're going to push this back probably to that tree line over there too.
Okay.
Like 16 seconds.
No, minute and a half.
Minute and a half. Oh, it's
Yeah,
the...
It goes to 18. You have to go to 18:34
Okay.
before you can, and right now it's 17:30. So
Gotcha.
yeah, looks like we're gonna get more severe weather this evening where I am.
Wow. You ended up on
Yes.
Yarn Twitch. Yarn Twitch, that's a new one. 6 what does that mean?
That is a good question. What is Yarn Twitch? I mean, I could probably be part of Yarn Twitch because I do enough with it, but 20 seconds.
Oh, there's definitely some lava there.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. These are building material, largely. Okay. Wow. Okay. Crochet and knitting.
Like I said, I'd probably end up on that myself because I crochet and I spin. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Caitlin, before we get too much further back, I need to unravel this lava. There it is. Out of curiosity, did you have any stone things for picks?
Not on me because you said go ahead.
Well, not on you, no.
But yeah, I had stone picks. I had stone picks as well, so I go back and get them.
I would recommend going to get them because we're going to have some obsidian to take out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just a little too close to everything we're going to be doing.
Putting the dirt shulker into the double chest. The one that's full,
Yep.
I'm moving it.
Okay. Okay. There's a start. Good morning, Nova. How you doing, sweetie? You know, open shulkers like that make me nervous.
Yeah, but
It's a thing.
if you once you know chop it up to move it, it closes. So
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab
Okay.
just the picks, or you want?
Well, and picks that are going to be diamond or better, maybe iron. I don't think. So you're picking up obsidian. That just, yeah, it's like open shulker. No, I'm not going to do that.
So
No.
yeah, I would say. Pick it up like you're gonna move it.
Together, everyone sing, bro.
Just that, you know, I've got a lot of obsidian here that we're going to pick up. I don't know how far down this lava goes, but if it's traditionally like lava pools are in the past, it might be like 1 or 2 blocks thick, and we'll just clean it out. Because it's not low enough to be indicative of diamonds or anything useful. But the last thing I need is something here at spawn that's going to kill somebody. And that'd do it. That'd do it. Somebody gets curious, digs down, and yeah.
So if we're building on top of the lava pool,
Yeah, It's Friday. Yes, ma'am. I just know dinos. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna attempt that one. It's simply that hazard's simply gonna go away. Stone. And let me get started on that.
you want access.
You know, a shulker full of those is not going to be the worst thing we ever had. Go ahead and bring that too.
I just figured if you have them, they're not really used,
Now, donuts? There are donuts. Life is good. Cool.
Oh, who has donuts?
Nova. Yeah, Caitlin is streaming this morning. If you want to catch her, go ahead and open up another tab. I'd appreciate it if you did. So let's see how far back this goes. Yeah, I didn't think it would go that far. Yeah, 1 block. I'm going to be taking some of this, but I I may have just like, you know, I may have over-prepared for this. But then again, maybe I didn't.
Better to be over-prepared than under-prepared.
Mind you, right? We're going to take a break very soon. We take a break on the hour to run ads to make sure they stay off, everybody. And that time is fast approaching. Our first hour is done. You know how this works. You go over, I put a be right back up. You go to get a drink, a stretch, a bio break. I run the ads because, well, it allows Twitch to stay in business and solvent and independent. And we like that. And I've looked at the ads. They're not bad. They're actually some of the best ones out there, you know, considering. Let's go ahead and do that while I'm digging up obsidian. And we'll be right back. Go get a drink and stretch and a bio break. Back in 3 minutes.
I don't know what. You're. Go home, Mojang. You're drunk.
Really? What's up?
Sharpness 5 on a wooden sword. That I think it was matter of. Yeah, that was another random sword I got from somewhere.
Who knows, right?
I didn't make that. But that's kind of like putting like Smite 5 on a wooden sword. Left in that. Hoes and swords.
You about ready to sleep?
Yeah. Although I slept most recent, I think I was most recent one to sleep. You might want to.
Oh, I'm down a hole
Yeah,
at the
now.
moment. I'm down a hole.
Okay, you want me to sleep then?
Please do.
Okay. Sam, if I told you to go bug someone else, would you beat me?
Yeah, at its worst, it was only too deep so far. Yep, and we're back. Thank you for putting up with that. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't noticed that there's a turbo giveaway,
My posture is terrible. I know this.
If you haven't noticed, there's a turbo giveaway once a month here. We just had one on the 1st. We'll have another one again on the 1st of July. Type turbo give in the chat to enter it. We do one of those. Oops, hello. One of those a month. Thank you so much for, basically putting up with the ads, because they do serve a useful purpose. And thank you. Welcome back.
I know
Ooh, there's some lapis down here. Again, this is Minecraft Java. I think we're at 121.11. At some point, we're probably going to pop up. We spawned this server at 118. So there is the current wow, almost a sack of obsidian. And if you're wondering what my plan is, I'm going to be filling this in. Put this stuff someplace and grab a couple stacks of dirt and just start filling in that hole so it's solid for the next guy. Oh, those are lovely things. And I'm going to put this in here as well. We may come across another one of these. As good as we've been this morning about taking this dirt down, maybe I need to set a demarc for how far back we need to go, because I thought we were going to be at this a whole lot longer.
Thank the efficiency shovel.
Yeah, right? Okay, let me come back here. See, how far back should we go? think here. And I'll mark it with a torch. The reason I'm picking that, the spawn castle is out of render distance. Freefall is not. So it will still have a view, but the idea is not to take it too far back. Okay. We want to go that far back, we're good. Okay. I picked up a bunch of grass blocks.
Yeah, I know. I was OPing them, so.
Yep, you sure were. That's okay.
But I'll have to be using my shovel now, which is fortunate. So. Because I'm out of shovels. Although I think you have a whole bunch more, so I might.
There's some stone ones left. That were in a shulker by themselves.
Yeah. Okay. That have nothing on. That have no.
Have nothing at all. Yeah. Use them up. Wear them out. It's all the way on the hill back there. It's marked with a block of cobble with a torch on top.
Okay, so we go all the way back. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're nowhere near done.
Oh, no. No. No, I didn't expect this to be a one and done.
I already do have a shulker full of grass blocks. I'm just feeling too lazy to go back. So.
Yeah, well. Here. Now, this is my normal slot to stream from Dinos because, well, I do my streaming schedule during the week is between 5 and 7 in the morning, all times Pacific, and someone needs to sleep.
I'm headed there myself.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, boy. Oh, this will be us. Yeah. Yeah. If we don't stay on top of sleeping while we're working out here and not spawn proofing it with light, we're going to have a big problem on our hands. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Because this is a very flat, very dark, very spawny piece of land at this point. And I'm not really motivated to put a whole bunch of torches down because we're going to be building on it. So, it's like, I don't think so. I don't think we're going to do that. And surprisingly, this is not a big fat hole to fill in. It's just, yeah, I know better than to leave lava out. This is going to be a server for new players as well as old ones. And the idea of, what's that? Oh my god, I just lost everything. Yeah, no, we don't get to do that. We're not that kind of a place to play. By the way, good morning. My schedule, I'll be back on tonight at 7:30, and there's a good question of whether it's going to be Sea of Thieves or not. We're going to be setting, well, let's see. I have a strong suspicion. Wow. Okay.
Huh?
Seeds. We have a whole stack of them. It's like, oh, okay, let me go grab some dirt and make another stack. This being Pride Month, I think Rainbow Railroad is going to see more. I think we're going to just go ahead and call that one for tonight. We're not going to do a poll on that one. Organizations that support Pride are probably going to get a lot more attention, just preemptively. Because, well, you know, when we're talking about rights, it's called right and wrong, as opposed to, you know, who has a right. Well, there's right and wrong, and that's why you don't vote on them. And, yeah, that makes perfect sense, right?
Yep.
So it might be Sea of Thieves tonight. I don't know. I'm having a hard time finding people to... And you got bounced again.
And I got kicked out.
Good morning, Mrs. Fuzzy Mado. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, Mrs. Fuzzy Mado.
And that shulker is now empty. Ooh, okay. Nice. You're good. Yay. You know, the one thing I have to say, if you're, you know, this group or that group, it's like when somebody says somebody doesn't belong, they don't stop at that group. They will just continue marching on. You know, it's the old statement, none of us are free if any of us are not free. It's fascists don't stop, okay? They start with a group, they make them the enemy, and then they just move on down the line. Eventually it will be you, so it's in your interest to pay attention when somebody is ostracized because of, well, something they can't change. Whether it's the color of their skin, their gender, their personality, where they were born.
Although some people would argue, you know, the trans community does change their gender. It's just like...
Well, but, you know, basically it's doing something to make things match, you know, to get things to line up. It's like, you were born that way, okay? And if you are saying, I've always known that this was not correct, okay, fine. Lucky you to live in the future where you have a choice. So many people simply put up with it or did other things.
And I got bounced again.
And you got bounced again. Oh, man. And I've got some sand here. Okay.
And while I'm waiting, yes, 6 says I'm hydrating. Okay.
So, you know, I am always going to be on the side of somebody who can tell me who they are, what they are, how they are, as opposed to somebody who wants to make that decision for somebody who is not them. Makes sense? So, you know, I am reminded of my mother who never passed judgment. Her concern always was what people would do when they found out that you were not when you weren't in compliance with their expectations. And these days, watching what's been going on in the United States, I am reminded of when I confronted her when I was, let's see, 7th grade. And the school library had shelved Diary of Anne Frank right next to Return to Manzanar, Farewell to Manzanar. I learned about those two things at the same time. And my mom just looked at, oh, hello, Sam's here. There you are. I looked at those things and I said, Mom, we did this. And she said, yes. And I said, why?
Yep.
And she said, people were scared. And I am of the mind these days more and more. Ooh, Lily in the Valley. Cool. Oh, you're sweet. Anyway, more and more, it's that, Farewell to Manzanar deals with the internment of Japanese Americans in concentration camps. There really isn't any other way to put that. Mom, why did we do this? And the answer was people were scared. I am more and more and more of the mind that people were not afraid of the Japanese. They were afraid of what their neighbors would do to them if they didn't go along.
Yeah, unfortunately. The problem is, of course, I've had... Whenever I mention the Chinese Exclusion Act, which is another thing the United States did, a lot of the times I get the what was that?
Of course, because nobody hears about it. Your flowers in full bloom. Ah, nice.
And
yeah, because nobody hears about that anymore.
Somebody else tried to argue with me that, well, they excluded the Japanese too because they couldn't tell the difference. And I'm like,
no.
Yeah, I've had somebody argue with me like, all the East Asians look alike, so they.
Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Yeah. I'm sorry.
At that rate, I was like, you know what? I'm not even arguing with you if you're going to present me with that
with arguments that with arguments that weak. Yeah. I've got everything else to do. When you actually give a rip about what you're talking about, you'll actually read something more than assumptions. Good grief. I'm sorry.
And this was the same person who basically, did their best to, prove me wrong on everything. And they're in the LGBT community, and when I said something about, when I said something negative about Caitlyn Jenner, and I was like, this is not because, she's trans, it's because she's...
This, that, or the other.
She has traits that I really would not want to deal with.
Sure. But,
Because...
intersectionality is a term that a lot of people don't have a lot of familiarity with.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're a part of one marginalized community does not mean that you are automatically sensitive or aware that there are others. Even though it would be good if you were.
And I've always classified Caitlyn Jenner thus. She's an overprivileged white woman who doesn't know her...
She doesn't know her privilege. She doesn't recognize her privilege. Yeah.
And that annoys me because it's like...
Well, why shouldn't it? It should annoy anybody.
And then when she opened her mouth and finally said all those distasteful things, the person I was talking to was like, oh, she's terrible. And I'm like, yes, I've been saying this all the time. It has nothing to do with, orientation or anything. It has to do with the fact that she's just not a nice person.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, intersectionality is one of those things that has to be, in a lot of cases, taught. Because it just doesn't register. I have this... So, this designation, we'll just use the term designation. I'm just going to put the flowers back here. We'll just have this nice little something or other.
And it was it came down to, you know what? I won't put up with my mother trying to prove me wrong all the time. I'm not going to put up with it from you, and I basically stopped talking to him.
Well, yeah, it's like at some, oh, gosh, these are nice diamond shovels. It's just, sigh. Yeah, white women's tears. I'm here to tell you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've also gotten. I feel like this is Festivus. I've also gotten the, oh, you're not a person of color because you're Asian.
Oh. Well, it's, I think I've said, anytime somebody says you're not a blah because blah, it's like, no, that's not the point.
And I'm left thinking, okay, so, certain people in, the, person of color community believe Asians aren't, don't belong there. Well, the white people don't think
They belong there either.
Asians are white either.
Well,
So we're non-people?
Yeah, right. Well, looking at this kind of sideways, it's one of those. It's like, well,
This is just like the people who are like, people on the asexual, aromantic spectrum, don't belong in the queer community.
oh, as I said,
Well,
it's like, no, you don't get to decide who doesn't belong. You really don't get to decide who doesn't belong. If somebody says, I want to be here, what reason have you got to exclude anyone?
I mean, the whole thing, the fact that there are people who believe that the A in LGBTQIA is for ally, annoys me.
There's a reason there's a plus at the end of every time I use that term, because you can't define everybody. You really can't.
But it's the whole thing of, it's for ally, not for, the aromantic asexual spectrum. It's like,
It's not there to define who belongs in there. It's there to define the possibility of anyone being in there. Oh my God. I wonder about people who are so wrapped up in trying to decide who belongs in a place that they don't notice that they're excluding people who do belong in any space. And it's like, the whole point, if you're not a part of that community, the point of pride, if you're not in that community, the point of pride is that it's a place for everybody to belong. Not, it's making sure that people have a place to go that will accept them as they are. God, that's a lot of flowers. Yeah, the things you discuss playing Minecraft.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh
But
man.
I mean, this is Pride Month, so I'm trying to stick to I didn't say anything during AAPI month, which was last month.
Which I bet nobody knew was a thing. It is. Did anybody actually make an effort to go see any Asian American? It's AA. Okay, Asian American Pacific Islander.
Correct.
Yeah.
They asked, some people add in NH, which is Native Hawaiian.
Okay, which is fine. But it's like,
Yeah, I don't object to it. I'm just pointing that out.
yeah, but nobody knew about that this year. Every stream of mine is marked with DEI, LGBTQIA plus, because it's not up to me to decide who gets that tag and who doesn't. Oh wow, no, connectivity's fine. It's a matter of, if you can't just say this is a good idea for anybody, if anybody wants to identify themselves this way, just remember, if they say no to them, they can say no to you too. And I have absolutely little or no problem saying it stops here. It just goes no further. You know, it's like somebody wants to say this doesn't belong. Well, they can say whatever they like. Doesn't make it true, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, and
Oh. It's so tiring. It really is. It's so, it's a waste of time and energy to do something like that. But for some people who have to have everything match, so, you know, what they look at makes them feel secure, come on, grow up. And if you need therapy, please go get it. Because frankly, the world is never going to be enough to make you feel comfortable if you can't be comfortable with yourself.
yeah,
I mean, and it's really unfair to push that on completely unsuspecting other people who you never met, never knew. You know, it has absolutely nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you and your judgmentals. When you're here saying people belong here or not here, or have rights or don't have rights, or actually are human or not,
yeah.
no, you don't get that choice. Because if you start with anybody, it'll eventually be you too.
In the Exclusion Act era, I'll just point this out. They said, tell Kyburg, you know, that I identify as the problem.
Ooh. I'm the first person who will say I'm an absolute total pain. I am not very cooperative. And I'm definitely not very compliant when it comes to, no, I'm not going to say that somebody belongs or doesn't belong. That's not my job.
Yeah. I have read quotations from during the Exclusion Act era, going back to the Chinese Exclusion Act, that was basically, they had the belief that all Chinese women were born prostitutes.
Oh, jeez. What's the word that they use? Okay, Sam, I'm going to hit you with this shovel if you don't move. And he says, okay. And I was like, shut up.
Careful.
Sam.
If you tried to harm Sam, his llama spit.
Yeah, and that's 2 points of damage if they hit you with it. Fetishizing.
Fetishization, yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing. God, it's so annoying. You know, simply recognizing that's not okay. Okay, that's not acceptable. That turns people into fictional characters, and we all know what we do to fictional characters. That's not okay. It's not ever going to be okay. And it's not a matter of looking around to say, okay, am I safe in this place because people are doing that? Oh, buddy, that is never going to be a safe place for anybody, because the moment it's done to somebody, it will be done to you.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it will be done to you. So, you know, fascists never stop. They stop when we stop them. End subject. The Japanese American National Museum has a whole exhibit on the Exclusion Act. Yes, it was for Chinese, it affected Chinese peoples. It doesn't matter. It was something that impacted anybody of Asian descent in the United States in that period of time. And it was pertinent.
Yeah, I mean, what worries me is the whole discussion right now with the current U.S. presidential administration about the fact that they keep floating the idea of denaturalization.
You know what? The latest on that, they've actually been trying. And the cases that they're bringing forward to do it with the argument that this should have been done all this time, they're finding it's not something that is a slam dunk. And they're not being very successful at it. So, like a whole lot of other things that this administration keeps trying, it falls apart in court.
Yeah.
Which is another way of marginalizing a community, is when you keep them in court instead of letting them live their lives. Yeah. Like, that's not fair either.
I keep getting worried about the fact that I just turned the lights on and it's not raining.
And now it's not raining. Well, I guess they wanted life to be interesting.
Yeah. I keep worried about the fact that, the whole birthright citizenship problem.
Something was supposed...
If they're gonna take away birthright citizenship, how do you qualify that? Because my parents arrived here on student visas, and I believe they were still on them when I was born.
Yeah, I know.
Technically, that qualifies as temporary. So.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, okay, who's going to qualify for citizenship if you're going to take that away? Because that's the most basic metric that I know of. My mother's mother was the first one born in the United States. I mean, how far back do you go then for it? I mean, it opens up a lot more questions than it resolves anything. It just sounds like hate. Okay?
Yeah,
more than anything else, it's just hate. And so far, it's not holding up in the courts to even have a question about it. So, I don't know when the next challenge to it is going to come. But I know everybody's just kind of girding their loins waiting for it to come up, because they're going to put this one down sooner rather than later.
And I'm like, okay, so what am I...
Now, where would I
fall since I'm second gen?
Right. I'm third. Where would I fall? Everybody says, but you shouldn't be worried. I'm going, excuse me, I just said something. They don't stop. They don't stop.
There's also the point of, did your relatives or blah, blah, blah arrive legally? Yeah, but the problem is you keep adding to the list of, that's temporary, so that doesn't qualify.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, so where do my parents, my
What's
mother,
where would the definition? Yeah. Where would the definition fall?
My mother got citizenship when I was, when I was a teenager.
Yep, you just got bounced again.
She naturalized when I was a teenager. Where does that put me?
And it's like, why are we even having this discussion when birthright citizenship is a basic understanding? If you were born in the United States, you're entitled to citizenship, no questions asked. It's the one criteria there is.
And the Wong Kim Ark decision, once again, going back to the Exclusion Act, proved that if their decision over 100 years ago now was that, if you were born here, you're a citizen.
It's not money, not gender, not residency. There doesn't seem to be any other criteria to determine who is a citizen and who isn't. And there's Jimbo, he's leaving. Have a good day at work. Have a good day at work, sir.
I have an opinion on birthright citizenship.
Who's that?
It's Sixes.
Hello, Sixes. Good morning.
Hi, Sixes.
Good morning. So, because I've done some research into the issue of birthright citizenship as it's popped up lately, the biggest problem that people are having is with birthing tourism.
Well,
People who are, and that's where my view on this becomes a little mixed. Like, if you're born in America, in the U.S., by law, you're automatically a citizen. But if you're immediately taken back to your parents' country of origin, that's where I get a little mixed on it. Like, if you were born and raised here as an American, I'm okay with that.
Well,
Like,
but you know, but that's the argument I'm hearing people trot out to get riled up about it. It's like, you know, these people just come here and da da da, and it's like, excuse me. Last time I checked,
Okay, so
this is not a. It's one of those things. In my opinion, we take on. We may not like it. We may not like it at all, but I'm not going to regulate it. This is one of those, it's what, you know, wet or dry situations. It's not a matter of how wet something is before we decide that water's been applied to it. If we want to do something about, you know, tourism, quote, quote, well, why aren't we going after the people who are fostering that? We don't. And
the other thing where that's concerned is they'll point the finger at, like, you know, people who are coming in from mainland China who do that, but yet, you know, there apparently is a healthy market for that happening, you know.
oh, I mean, just here in California.
They're not saying either not saying anything about it, or they're saying, oh, you know, that's different. And I'm like,
No, it's not. The whole thing about, well, just here in California, Arcadia's mayor, I believe it was, just got arrested being an agent for China. She has,
and she's since resigned.
well, she's resigned. She is,
on trial for espionage.
and she has said, I'm guilty. Where do you think birthright tourism has been found in Southern California in the largest number? Arcadia.
Gabriel Valley.
Arcadia.
Gabriel Valley.
So these two things are going hand in hand, but, you know, let's deal with the espionage, please, and acting as an agent for China.
So that's where my thing comes in.
But it's but
if you're doing it, if it doesn't matter where you came from, if that's what you came here to do, that's a problem.
well, the problem is actually regulating that and deciding who's guilty and who's not. You know, first off, you never hold the kids accountable. Okay, they had no choice in the matter. Okay, the kids had nothing to do about it. If you wanted to put a layer into a naturalization process, fine. But this is a right. You know, we go back to rights and wrongs. This is a right. You can't change it. It's immutable. Okay, you're born in the United States. You're born in the United States. You're a citizen. It's immutable. You can hold the parents accountable. You can hold any other facilitators accountable. End of the day, the kid is a citizen. They were born here. That's the metric. It's applied to everybody. Okay, so while we can do any number of things about the whole idea that people are coming here to have kids, so the kids become citizens, do something about them. But the kids, we don't do a thing about. They're innocent. They have absolutely nothing to do with this whole process. It's the adults that have screwed up.
Well, there's also the extremes. And I don't know. You can tell me I can't talk about him, but with like Hassan Piker.
A what? A what?
Hassan Piker.
I don't know. I don't recognize the name.
He is a Twitch streamer, and he's currently in hot water. He got banned from the UK. and he's currently under investigation by the U.S. U.S. Congress for supporting terroristic entities. And he did all of this while being a Twitch streamer in the U.S. He was born in the U.S. and then taken back to his parents' country of origin and brought up there as a citizen there, and that seems to have been the effect on his views of anti-American.
Well, okay. Anybody?
You're saying he got radicalized.
Yes.
That's
Okay. What country was his parents citizens of?
Turkey.
Turkey. Oh, okay. Not to put too fine a point on it. Oh wow, that is so pretty. Oh yeah, yeah. Even Sam says this is a dangerous place right now. Let me try and grab a bed.
you can't sleep. It's past 1835.
Yeah, let me grab it. Okay, I try not to go into individual cases to justify, a macro, not going into a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going into a macro, a micro to justify a macro. Case by case. I'm not going to use his case to justify denying rights to, individuals who have done absolutely nothing and have absolutely nothing to do with them. I mean, you can get banned for every kind of thing on Twitch. That by itself does not impress me or even concern me.
Even from Twitch, he was banned from the United Kingdom.
Well, okay. So he is technically a citizen.
Bob.
Oh, okay, hang on. Keep him on you. Whoa, move. Don't freeze. Hi there.
I couldn't help it. That was when the lag hit.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not like we don't have dirt to fix that.
True.
But I can't speak to individual cases, and I'm certainly not going to use them to justify any part of this. The other thing is, when somebody uses a case to justify something that will impact innocence, let's be blunt, let's not. Because we deal with criminals for their crimes. We don't say, see, I proved my point. Because somebody's actually just used you.
Remember what I said about the Chinese Exclusion Act and the fact that there was the belief that all Chinese women are born prostitutes.
I mean, somebody can convince you that this is a good idea because one or two people rose to the top like really rotten eggs to prove a point. It's like, don't get used that way. Don't get used that way.
My view is the problem is the parents.
Well,
The kids can't do wrong when they don't know right from wrong yet.
well,
The parents are the ones who are instilled the right and wrong.
and at this point in the game, we don't penalize the kids. We go after the people who have actually done the deed, if that's what needs to happen, but we don't touch the birthright citizenship that the kids are entitled to. They had absolutely nothing to do with it. And I am the parent of a kid who was born in Taiwan, and I'm here to tell you, it is really an eye-opener when your kid is entitled to their citizenship the moment they arrive because you've done your work. getting the correct paperwork in order, and it still takes 7 years to get it codified. And why is that so difficult? Because somebody decided it needed to be. For no other good reason than they don't like people who aren't them. Period. He was
I was born in the U.S. when my parents were here on student visas. They are starting to think, they're starting to talk about the fact that, we'll take away birthright citizenship from everybody who was born here when their parents were here temporarily.
Yeah, I mean,
how far back does that go?
You know,
I keep getting told you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, right. I would just, yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It's oh yes, you do. Oh yeah, you do. Because the moment somebody says you don't belong, or they don't belong, or those guys don't belong, you then have to worry because where does it stop? Because it doesn't.
I'm not worried.
You know, it's.
I've gotten into fights with European Jewish descent people who I said blanket statement. If I was standing in a group of white people, regardless of what their ethnicity is, regardless of what their religious beliefs are, and a white supremacist came up and wanted to attack people, they'd attack me first. I had people argue with me about that that's not true. That since they were Jewish, the white supremacists would get them first. I'm not white. In a crowd full of white people and I'm standing in the middle of it, I stand out.
It's one of those things, as I said, the moment somebody says someone doesn't belong, eventually no one belongs. There's an old saw that my mom told me about, and this goes back to during, when the AIDS was considered an epidemic when it first showed up, and they were talking about putting anybody who was HIV positive in a concentration camp. We're just going to lock them all up. My mother was very clear. She says, I will be the first one through the gates. And I went, Mom, and she says, and then she explained to me what it was like to be Jewish and Danish during World War II. The Danes hid their Jews, and when they could not hide them, they moved them to Sweden. Less than 500 Jews lost their lives during World War II because they simply moved them out. They hid them and then they moved them. The way it was told to me, the Danish king basically, when the country was taken by the Germans, and he was told that the Jews all had to wear these little stars of David, he just said, okay, fine, where's mine? Because eventually we're all going to be wearing these. So that's basically the take. It's like, I don't go after anybody. And I certainly don't listen very well to people who want to say, well, this upsets me, therefore. Policy is one of those things that we establish very, what's the word I'd like to use for that? We use policy without emotion, very stoically. It has absolutely no basis in emotion, things that have upset us, not upset us. It's a decision because there is something that's been brought forward that needs to be addressed and needs to be said, this is right, this is a right, not a choice.
Nova just pointed this out in my chat, and it's something that I've actually deliberately tried to put in the back of my mind. When we first moved from where we were living to where we're living now, I went to go get driver's license one day. Okay, address, no problem. Nova did the same since, we're roommates. She got asked, do you want your voter registration? She said, sure. They didn't ask me. We were walking out and, Nova said, huh?
Talking to one of my coworkers.
Okay. Nova said, she said, yeah, my voter registration was updated as well. I stopped. They didn't ask me. And she's like, go back, and we hadn't even gotten to the car yet. She said, you know, I can unlock the car from here. Go back in and get that done. I walked in, said I need to get my voter registration updated as well. First question they asked me, are you sure you're a citizen?
Yep. As I
And
said,
my response was, my Dane County, Wisconsin birth certificate says I am. And they went, okay, well, and then we got it done. But the fact that I had to go back in
and then defend it.
and I was none the wiser. And if Nova hadn't said something, she's white passing, I'm not. If Nova hadn't said something, that would have been a, you know, disenfranchisement.
Absolutely. Well, you know, rights denied are rights removed. Okay. This is one of those things this is an easy one. And
people are like, you know, you shouldn't obey in advance. Because I basically carry a passport card on me, just, you know, as proof of citizenship. You know, don't obey in advance. When I get asked that question at the DMV, are you sure you're a citizen? What else am I supposed to do?
You know, and where does this whole behavior come from? Somebody has said, I get upset about this. I get upset about that. And it's like, wait a minute, you've got nothing to be upset about. These people have done absolutely nothing to you. Where do you get off saying that you've been wronged?
30 seconds, by the way.
Okay. And it's time for me to wrap up the things you get and you have a discussion about. Keep in mind, my basic take on all of this is I will discuss anything, but I will also put some guardrails up and say, look, you may not like the sound of it, but it's not a matter of denying people their rights because you don't like the sound of something associated with it. If you don't like the fact that people are taking advantage of, frankly, a very generous, because this is something that makes America different than just about everywhere else in the world. If you're going to be upset that we extend this to the unborn, frankly, and to the newborn differently than we do the people who have reached the age of reason and can make choices, you better take a better look at what is motivating this, and it's on you, not them. Because
100% agree.
Because at this point in the game, when you're saying, I have a problem with this, well, who has the problem? You know, we're not going to change the world to suit you. It can't be. It can't be. We can't change the world to suit you. So we have to learn to accept the differences and, by God, enjoy them. For crying out loud, you know, we come into this place very different. And if anybody ever wanted to say to me, what is the divine that we see in the creation? It's look how different we are and enjoy the fact that we are. Thank God. Okay? So we don't penalize people who have no choice, no agency, no decision-making power, and you just got bounced again. But
yeah, and I think I'm going to take that as a hint.
I am too, because it's time for me to wrap up and get to work.
Yes, it is time for you to go. I think I'm going to log off for a little bit, and I might log back on in a bit.
But
and stream something else.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll try and catch you. Sixes, thank you for bringing it up. I'm not going to say that you were wrong to do that. Never. But what I'm saying is, please check yourself when somebody says this upsets me. Well, okay. Sure, if you think you're being taken advantage of, but you are not. Even when people are engaging in birth tourism, they're not doing anybody any harm. Nobody is getting anything simply for being here. Trust me, I can go into that in more detail. But in any case, I will be back on stream tonight, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Look for
I'm
Caitlin.
writing into you just because I can.
Okay, please do. Thanks, guys. Welcome in. I now need to go find us someplace to go because it's time for me to go to work. Let's see here. Where shall we go this morning? It is Friday morning, so I think Friday night's probably going to have a lot more going on. Ooh. Falcor's doing Sea of Thieves on a custom server. I think we want to go take a look at this.
Sounds like fun.
Okay. Until I see you again, take care of yourselves and stay safe. It really does matter. We haven't seen Falcor in a while. It'll be good to see him. If you think you're in trouble, don't hesitate, come get me. Because, well, you know, I have a certain set of skills. I acquired them the hard way, so please, you know, make use of them. If you see somebody needs it.
And when you say you've acquired them the hard way, and when anyone says they acquired them the hard way, they want to be there for other people to make sure that, well,
they don't have to go through the same thing. Yeah. There's
learn from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Learn from other people's mistakes and make some of your own, but don't do what they did. And, you know,
hey,
go through the same problem.
You can have the benefit of my experience. Trust me, you don't have to make the mistakes I did. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. It matters. Okay, you're smarter than you think, stronger than you know. We're always going to be better together. And somebody loves you just the way you are. Take care of yourselves. Go see Captain Falcor. Get curious. Ask questions. Make friends. I'll see you this evening. Bye-bye now.